Can you believe it's been 40 years since this series came out on the tube? What would it be like if you were this guy who used ordinary items that he finds around to help him get out of sticky situations and all all sorts of other things? Huh? That's easy. You've got this guy right here, and I'm going to talk about him in this show right here. To celebrate its 40th anniversary today in this TV log, I am going to be talking about the original Macgyver. This is a Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews TV log. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and today I'm going to be bringing to you another TV log. This time around, it's going to be on another 80s show that's celebrating an anniversary. It's 40th, to be exact. And it's an action-packed show that I finally actually finished watching in its full entirety for the first time ever, even though I saw a little bit of it as a kid and then seeing a little more of it growing up. Well, I gotta say, this is a great show and has a great main character. He's the guy who can get himself out of any situation by using common household objects or other types of things he finds around him. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about this guy right here. So now, without further ado, I bring to you the one, the only, the original Macgyver. Macgyver was an action-adventure series originally produced by Paramount along with Henry Winkler John Rich Productions. It originally premiered on ABC on September 29th, 1985. Henceforth, today is the show's anniversary. The series was created by Lee David Zlotov. Okay, now then, MacGyver is a series that follows the adventures of the titular character who only usually likes to go by his last name. His real name's Angus, but everybody calls him by his last name MacGyver, or Mac for short. He's a secret agent armed with remarkable scientific resourcefulness to solve any problem out in the field using any materials at hand. The series did pretty well and what have you when it made its premiere. It ran for an overall total of 7 seasons and was shown throughout not just on ABC here in the US but on various other networks abroad from its 7 season run. The series originally was filmed in LA for its first 2 seasons and its seventh and final season, and in Vancouver in Canada during seasons 3 through 6. The series was a ratings success and gained a loyal following and was popular in the US and around the world. Now, playing the titular character is Richard Dean Anderson, who would later go on to star on Stargate SG-1 after this was done. Now, of course, he plays the titular character who works as a troubleshooter for the fictional Phoenix Foundation in LA and as an agent for a fictional US government agency, the Department for External Services, or DXS for short. Educated as a scientist in physics at Western Tech, which occurred in 1 week, in the episode Hell Week. MacGyver served in the U.S. Army Special Forces as a bomb team technician (EOD) during the Vietnam War, which was mentioned in the episode Countdown. Resourceful and possessing an encyclopedic knowledge of the physical sciences, he solves complex problems by making things out of ordinary objects, along with his ever-present Swiss Army knife, duct tape, and occasionally matches. He favors nonviolent resolutions and prefers not to handle firearms due to the accidental shooting death of one of his friends when he was 12. His main asset is his practical application of scientific knowledge and inventive use of common items. The The clever solutions MacGyver implemented to seemingly unsolvable problems, often in life or death situations, requiring him to improvise complex devices in a matter of minutes, were a major attraction of the show, which helped generate interest in the applied sciences, including engineering, and for providing entertaining storylines. All of MacGyver's exploits on the show were ostensibly vetted by consulting scientists for the show's writers to ensure a basis on the scientific principles. In the few cases where MacGyver used household chemicals to mix poisons, explosives, or other items deemed too dangerous to be accurately described to the public, details were altered or left vague, or an essential component or step was omitted. The show often dealt with social issues, though more so in the fourth through the final seasons than the first three seasons. In other words, more so in the final four seasons. Well, you get what I'm saying. Which were mostly about MacGyver's adventures working for the U.S. government and later for the Phoenix Foundation. Now, of course, each week MacGyver would go on all sorts of adventures and use his knowledge, his scientific knowledge, to get him out of any situation with the household items or any other things he can find along the way. Anyway, the show was a big success, ran until May 21st, 1992, and ended after an overall total of 139 episodes were produced and aired. After this, in 1994, Richard Dean Anderson returned for two post-series films in MacGyver, Lost Treasure of Atlantis, and then next Trail to Doomsday. There was to be a spin-off series called Young MacGyver planned in 2003, but only a pilot was made. There were merchandise for the series, including games, toys, print media, and an audio series, an original audio series. However, in 2016, there would be a reboot series that CBS aired for 5 seasons, which starred Lucas Till in the title role, focusing on a more younger version of him. But I've only seen one episode of that show, and it's fine, what have you. Now, of course, CBS, which today owns the rights to the original series through its acquisition of the original Paramount Television. Now, the show's executive producers were John Rich and Henry Winkler. Yes, you heard me correctly. Just 1 year after Happy Days had ended, you knew him best as Arthur Fonzarelli, the Fonz. Yes, he served as executive producer for this show. The show's very popular and has a great theme song composed by Randy Edelman, who was really big because he was a member of Broadway's pit orchestras and later produced solo albums for songs that were picked up by, superstars like the Carpenters, Barry Manilow, and Dionne Warwick. Now, of course, he had also worked on the scores for for films, including The Chipmunk Adventure, Troop Beverly Hills, Ghostbusters 2, Kindergarten Cop, Drop Dead Fred. Oh, and the list goes on. Now, of course, he later did stuff for some others, and what have you, but he mostly did the scores for movies. Anyway, now I must admit it was really good. Let's see. Yes. Now, fun fact: Lee David Zlotov, the creator of the series, was actually currently working as a producer for NBC's hit Remington Steele at the time, and John Rich was working on a sitcom called Mr. Sunshine for ABC, but it was short-lived and canned in no time. Also in the mix during early production of the show was Vin DeBona, who would later go on to produce the big hit America's Funniest Videos, or America's Funniest Home Video as it was originally known as. So apparently this was really good. Now they actually got Richard D. Anderson to be the lead after they saw him in an episode of The Love Boat, which was still big, which was big on ABC at that time. So Henry Winkler got him to audition for the part, and according to John Rich, every audition after Hull, his way through his audition. When Anderson eventually auditioned for the role, Winkler and Rich felt that he gave the character a human touch which the other actors could not. Both believed that Anderson would become one of the new breakout stars on television, and yes, he's known for having done many stunts in the series, though in later seasons he reduced his participation because of accumulating injuries. He injured his back and required foot surgery because of accidents working as a stuntman. Well, that's understandable. When the series first premiered, it originally started on Sundays and then later on Wednesdays for its first season. And for season 2 to the very end, it served as the lead in to ABC's Monday Night Football. Anyway, after the series run, the series later got shown in reruns on the USA Network when the show came into its next to last season in 1990 and was rerun on the network for 7 years. The show later got sent to WGN America, now pre-News Nation, where it aired for 4 more years, from 98 to 2002. TV Land aired it from early 2003 to 2006, and Spike, pre-Paramount Network, had it for a brief time on 2005. Now, this also aired on the now defunct Clue channel when it was formerly known as, well, which of course that was known as Sleuth from 2011 to 2007. It had also been shown on the Esquire network and also more recently on MeTV, which is where it was last seen in 2017. As of to this day, Macgyver has not been seen again on TV. The series is currently available in a complete series set, and it's at a decently okay price. But within a big set, but soon Paramount re-released the series in a slimmer package. All episodes are, well, all seasons are currently available in separate form and in a complete series set. But if you can't afford the DVD set, no problem. The full series is currently available on Paramount Plus. All 7 seasons are available. With a little heads up on the series, I will point out that the episode that in the final season, the they actually had the show's real final episode to show last for episode 14 of the 7th and final season. The episode from which it took that episode's place that was originally intended to air before the series finale was shown afterwards. Yeah, kind of weird, but soon. But now, of course, you can see that episode before the series finale on Paramount Plus. Yeah. Anyway, this way, I gotta say, there was so much of stuff that occurred throughout the series. Anyway, the show later got nominated for numerous awards, including Emmys, but didn't win any. It did win a Genesis Award for Best TV Drama. It got nominated for a couple of Young Artist Awards, one of which in 1990 was for a young Cuba Gooding Jr., which I'll get to that in just a second, and a couple of TV Land Awards as well. Now, aside from the rest of the aside from Richard Dean Anderson, we have in the role of Pete Thorne, Macgyver's boss and best friend, is Dana Elcar. Now, I gotta say, he's pretty good and what have you. Now, he was actually a different character in the pilot episode, but soon they later credited him at the start of season 2, and thus he was Pete Thorne. Now, one of the recurring characters throughout the series we see is Bruce McGill as Jack Dalton, Macgyver's comic relief of a best friend, a soldier of fortune bush pilot who periodically gets everyone to a heap of trouble with various get rich quick schemes out of which only Macgyver can rescue them. His left eye twitches when he's lying and what have you. But seriously, I've got to say he's really a real character and what have you. There's been numerous other characters that have appeared on here, but those were, yeah, several of them. Now, for other recurring characters, we have Murdoch, played by Michael DeBarris, who is Macgyver's most frequent opponent, a master assassin who never fails, except when Macgyver gets involved. Yeah. Let's see. Well, most I'll give you most of them. Now, to Cuba Gooding Jr., he's part of the Coltons, a family of bounty hunters, focusing on the Mama Colton, played by Della Reese, Frank, played by Cleveland Lill, who you may remember of Blazing Saddles fame, Richard Lawson playing Jesse, if I'm not mistaken. Please stand by. Yes, I was correct. Um, Frank was played by Cleveland Lill, and then of course we have Jesse, played by Richard Lawson, who's been in several black exploitation flicks in the 70s. He was in Dirty Harry, and I know him from a couple of black exploitation flicks: Scream, Blackula Scream, and Sugar Hill. He was also in Audrey Rose, and then after Macgyver, he did several other things. And of course, the youngest in the group, of course, Billy, is played by a young Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah, yeah, you'd be surprised by that and what have you. They were introduced one at a time. The only episode in which more than one appears, is their collective final appearance in the final season, on which occasion they and a bulldog named Frog took over the episode entirely, relegating Macgyver to a cameo appearance, which was called The Coltons, which actually intended as a backdoor pilot for a spinoff. Unfortunately, ABC network officials decided that the series would not be picked up. We even have Terry Hatcher before she even played Lois Lane in Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman as Penny Parker, who would appear in several episodes. And Marion Milner, who you might know him best from Route 66, the TV show where he played Todd Stiles, and most notably, you would know him best as Officer Malloy of M12. He played he played James Jimmy Macgyver, Macgyver's father. Well, in one episode. Now, oh yeah, and there was also Harry Jackson, played by John Anderson, the actor, who's MacGyver's grandfather, who you'd see a few times, and then we lose the character, but he would get referenced a few times. But anyway, yes, MacGyver is such a great show. I have finally seen every episode. Now, I've yet to see the made for TV films, but I can tell you that I really did enjoy the show for what it had to offer. Anyway, MacGyver is so awesome, and it has lots of great characters and has some pretty cool action sequences and what have you. And there's tons of various special guest appearances you'll see from various actors along the way. I really do like this show from what I've seen of it. Stand by. Here's a shot of MacGyver along with Pete and, of course, his comic relief friend. Here's another shot of MacGyver along with Jack. Yeah, that's his comic relief friend. And that woman you're seeing is actually Patricia McPherson, who you may remember as Bonnie of Knight Rider fame. But anyway, so now you know about MacGyver, and this is a show I would definitely recommend you watch. I do say if you do want the series, then you're more than welcome to get it on physical media. If you can find it for a good price, then get it. But if you can't afford it, stream it on Paramount Plus. All seasons are available. I couldn't find the movies though, but if I happen to encounter them one day, I will certainly look into them. I doubt I will watch any more of the reboot series. Like I said, I've only seen one episode. It was fine, but it wasn't as good as this series was. No hard feelings. But anyway, the original MacGyver series is so awesome, and I think you'll really like it. So, what did you think of the original MacGyver? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Join me next time when I bring to you another TV log, and it'll be on another show that's turning 40 this year, and it's the anime series known as Mask. So if you like this, check out some of these other TV logs on other 80s shows. In the upper left hand corner, you can check out my TV log on The Fall Guy from 1981. In the upper right hand corner is the TV log on the original Knight Rider from 1982, or go to the bottom left hand corner and see my TV log on the A Team from 1983. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the TV logs. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.